Aziz, shalom, assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. So this is part two. Sorry, I'm still showing the face. I know you're probably getting sick of it, but that's life. So here's another one that I was pointing out. These are words that these people, they've been warning about this for a long time. And what I realized, not to teach it in high school and pre-high school, is that to me is tyranny. You know what I mean? That not teaching this is what leads to passive behavior, not acting. But you know what? In Oregon, they are acting. I'm going to show you in a little while because this guy shows it to you. But before I show you that, I want to show you something by these sisters, Grimke. They wrote about slavery. Here, check this out. Here, check out what they say. It's deep, man. This stuff is really deep, man. The doctrine of blind obedience, an unqualified submission to any human power, whether civil or ecclesiastical. I'll explain religiously. Is the doctrine of despotism. You know what despotism means? It's when a form of government exerts its power, like what it's doing right now. And they're doing it in forceful ways and almost unhumanly ways, literally. And we're just passing over. And these women, they wrote about, two black women. I believe. Wrote about this, explaining what it leads to. But here, this is what really got me. Right here. Let me just explode this for a second. Check this out. I know this is 100% amateur. I love it. I love it. Don't listen. That's fine with me. Check this out. Carl Jung, if you know who he was a psychologist. I read a lot of his stuff when I was in India. In Germany. And that was very interesting too, because again, I never intended on any of this, but I didn't learn about Blind 11 being an inside job until I went to Germany. It's there is where I learned. Is there where I started to really learn about conspiracies and understand it. I didn't understand conspiracies from an American point of view. I understand it from their point of view, and the way they do it is that they search, they go and find, they go look. They don't just take a person's word for granted. They go and look and they find and they show you, look, see what it says, or they show you pictures. That's just the way the Germans are. They're anal like that, and that's a good thing in the sense of this, because it woke me up. Because when I saw the things of 9/11, I couldn't believe what they were showing me. And from that point on, I started looking at myself, and they were right. I can't get into that because the algorithms will probably kick me off anyway, if they don't kick me off for this anyway. But check this out. The mass crushes out the insight and reflection that are still possible within the individual. If you don't understand that, he's talking about your conscious, your voice within, your insight and reflection that you are still possible within the individual. Rational argument can be conducted with some prospect of success only so long as the emotionality of a given situation does not exceed a certain critical degree. In other words, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 10 people cannot get emotional. You got to stay cool. You got to stay calm. You can't get caught up in what you believe is to be right or wrong. You got to be cool, because look what he says next. If the effective temperature rises above this level, the possibility of reasons having any effect ceases, and its place is taken by slogans and chimerical wish fantasies. That is to say, a sort of collective possession results which rapidly develops into a psychic epidemic. Psychic, the masses, in other words, the masses. So if the effective temperature rises above this level, the possibility of reasons having any effect ceases. In other words, when people start breaking down and they don't want to believe because they already were taught a certain way, they don't want to let that go. And not only just being taught a certain way, I mean, who wants to let go of their nice home? Who wants to let go of their nice car and all this other stuff? Who wants to let go of that? I don't. But that's what it comes down to. You got to let go of all that somehow. And not let go of it physically. You got to let go of it mindfully. But that's another practice. Even if you believe in your heart, you may not know it until it actually comes down to it. When someone's actually yanking it away from you. Will you give it up? Don't know. Not saying I will. Not saying I won't. Just saying I'm going to give a little bit of a fight. But if the temperature rises above this level, in other words, is deep. He's basically saying it's called cognitive dissonance. He calls it slogans and chimerical wish fantasies. That's cognitive dissonance. That's when you see the truth and you just don't believe it. You don't believe it. See this guy right here? I'm not into any of this voting Republican. Oh, it's a bunch of it's literally a fairy tale. And if you voted for it, I'm sorry, you fell for it, and you've also given away your sovereignty when you vote for this stuff, when you put your name on this stuff. But that's another story also. But this dude right here is more than likely gonna pass away, and she'll become the first woman president. Don't be surprised, because this guy, he can't even read the words right. He can't even read he just can't read it. It's incredible. If you haven't seen videos of this guy right here, this dude, he literally, there's tons of videos of him just making serious mistakes, like he's got Alzheimer's or something's clearly wrong. And if you think he's clear, you should go back and watch tapes or videos from like back in 2009 and see how clear he was compared to how he is now. This is all one big setup. I mean, some people actually go as far to say this dude is a clone. I don't know. I can't I gotta tell people I saw a giant and expect people to believe it, right? So maybe he is a clone. I don't know. But more than likely she'll become president if it happens. So get ready. It's gonna happen, y'all. And I don't know about this I don't know, the idea that they may actually come and force us to, I'm starting to wonder if that's ever going to really be, because it may not, it really may not, but at the same time it may, so get ready. It may be I guess this is what they call RAW, backwards, literally, backwards, RAW, backwards, is what may happen if they try. And yeah, I'm not going to go into that. But check this video out, because this guy kind of just explains it in a nutshell. Watch this. It's beautiful.
Have you spoken to your son, Mr. President?
I'm proud of my son. His son's a criminal. They don't like talking about that. They walk right away. You start talking about stuff serious.
He was a statesman representing our country with a skill at tables that I've sat with him, with foreign leaders, and I wondered whether or not he was from the State Department.
He's worse than me. I'm always going,
Here's what his mission is. It's often forgotten. To create strong, sustainable, inclusive communities and quality, affordable homes for all. End of quote.
And quality, affordable.
Quality, affordable homes for all. End of quote.
Another autonomous zone.
Check this out. This is in Oregon. They're actually fighting.
And this brings us to Portland, Oregon.
Check this out.
Now we have the Red House Autonomous Zone.
See that? That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's government right there. See that? But we don't stand together. We just want to sit on our couches and watch Netflix. See that? That's what we're supposed to be doing. So there's a red zone. There's a place in Portland, Oregon, and there more and more of those places are popping off called red zones where they don't allow the cops to come in and do anything. And they're very fierce about protecting their zone. And that's the way we're supposed to be doing. That's what we're supposed to do. They're probably growing all their food inside, so they don't need nothing outside and that kind of, yeah. You know, war, it takes a bit. You got to go through it. You got to break some eggs. That's what it's about. Get uncomfortable. And that may come here, or many of these people clearly are not going to accept no vaccine. So, yeah, here, I'll play some more. Look, check that out. Check that out. Look how they're fighting the cop. They're not afraid. The cop is actually running.
All you soldiers of Christ, soldiers against racism, soldiers against misogyny, soldiers against domestic violence and domestic terrorism.
Facts.
Soldiers, rise. It's time for you to rise. Soldiers for Christ. Soldiers against racism. Soldiers against misogyny. Soldiers for Black and brown people who are being mistreated. Rise, soldiers. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm not worried.
See what she's saying?
I'm not going underground. I'm not
That's
changing
Plato.
my fucking phone number. I ain't doing none of that.
Facts.
I put my life on the line for justice, for democracy. And mind you, I never called anyone out of their names, of course, unless they're liars or dumbasses.
Check this out. I did this the other day. They're having a ball with this. Oh, this is funny.
To deal, in fact, because there is so much speculation out there, and there is zero evidence that Hunter Biden or Joe Biden did anything wrong here.
We should note, again, you and I have said this in the air many times, there is no evidence that Joe Biden was, involved in any wrongdoing.
Of course, I want to note that there is no evidence that Joe Biden or Hunter Biden has done anything wrong. I just want to reiterate.
And let's be clear for the viewers.
There is no evidence Biden did anything wrong.
I'll note again, because it's important.
There is no, I repeat, no.
There is no evidence that either Biden did anything illegal.
There's been no evidence. There was no evidence.
There's no evidence. There is no evidence.
There's no evidence.
Evidence.
No evidence Biden did anything wrong.
There's really
No evidence
That Joe Biden
did anything wrong.
Nobody's ever accused there's no
Evidence whatsoever that Joe
Biden did anything wrong. Got that? Joe Biden
Got that.
did nothing wrong. Hunter Biden did nothing wrong.
Oh boy, what a joke. And that's why you shouldn't vote. Facts. Anyway, just had to share that. There was more I needed to share, but you know what? Nah, I'm not going to share no more. I think you get the message. No points. Got to stop saying that. The new year's coming. Get ready, y'all. New things are coming. New things are happening. Make a change. Throw that ego away. Start listening to God within, because it's there, and don't let no atheist tell you otherwise. That's God. That's literally God. If you want to look for fantasies and magic, you're more than welcome to go and join the circus, or do your Ouija board and all that other nonsense. But you don't need none of that. I'm just trying to spread the message as much as I can, and sorry if it sounds really overly dramatic or anything like that. I know it's really amateur, but hey, it's all I got, and I told you I'm not gonna improve this. I feel like I shouldn't even be doing this, but I got to get it out also. Hope again I didn't mislead anybody. I'm not trying to do that. Everything's honest and true about it, what I've said. And yeah, just remember Plato. Look that up. That's very interesting. Plato went through this, and the woman that you just saw, the senator, she's saying the same thing, exactly the same thing. And how long ago was Plato? That's what's crazy about it. All this stuff, even in between, the Grimnicki girl, women, sisters, also talked about it. And I'm telling you, civil disobedience is not as bad as you think. It actually is a good thing. You got to wake up. We got to wake up and do something. And trust me, ain't nothing going to be done as far as anyone that I expect. But me, myself, I don't know. I'm trying to make my own moves. Trying to get out of a big city, get away from this nut job place, and hopefully go to a smaller place or somewhere where people are just a little more conscious. Or something like that, or even not. I don't care, actually. I just want to go to a place and be left alone. I've lived this long without, and lived this long, in a sense, by myself in a way. I'm not saying I want to be by myself, nobody should be, but if you have to if you have to be, make the best of it, because it's not the worst, really. It's not the worst thing. Could be worse. Could be missing a foot. Could have liver cancer or some crazy shit like that. Anyway, the best to everyone, and yeah, I hope the message is clear. Good luck.